Tony Computer Patch, what did you think of his last run on the Hong Kong Sprint?
Well, you know, he had quite a wide draw. He didn't get to what I expect him to be, up in front really. But anyway, I believe he's only a 1,000-meter horse, if you ask me. I think 1,200 has always been a bit too far for him in this class, and then when he's running the group races. But I think 1,000 meters is perfect for him.
Does the top weight bother you, Tony?
Well, that's an issue too, but I believe 1,000 meters will still suit the horse, you know.
He's still a relatively young horse. He's still a 4-year-old Tony. Is there more improvement to come?
Definitely, you know. I think he'd be stronger, better, and a better racehorse, you know. Yeah.
And could he get to Group 1 level, do you think, Tony?
In 1,000 meters, maybe. But I don't think he'd reach 1,200 meters, you know.
Zach Master Montaro, you've done a lot of work with the horse leading into that first up run. What was your take on that win?
Yeah, I thought it was a good effort. It's never easy for a PP to come to Hong Kong and win first time out. It wasn't the strongest of fields, but he drew wide. We had to make a long sustained run on him. I thought he did a good job.
He's going to have to do it tough again, do you feel, from another wide draw?
Yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit harder this time when the rail was out a little bit further. So it's, I feel it's going to be a harder job for him this time. But you know, hopefully he's taken benefit from that first up run, and we can get a little bit of speed in the race again, track up, and do the same thing.
He's a horse who came here with big grabs. Do you feel they were justified based on your experience with the horse?
He's only had one start here, so we won't be putting the cart before the horse. We'll let him, you know, continue to progress as he goes along. But like I said, it's not easy to win first time. He did a good job.
You also said before that you hope he's taken benefit from that first up run. You've ridden him in his work since then. Do you feel like he has?
Yeah, I think he has. He's a very big, strong horse. So there was no doubt he was going to improve after a run, and I think he has.
Caspar Sky DARCI, and when you were impressed last time out by the way that he handled the step up in class and the way that he was able to win as well too, stepping up to the mile?
Yes, Ed, he was good. You know, he got sort of held up at a crucial stage, but he overcame that and did his job nicely on the line. So yeah, he's proving to be quite a progressive horse.
3 from 3 this season. Can that perfect run continue on Friday?
Oh, it's going to be tough, you would think. You know, even though it's a small field, but it's a field with quite a few horses with a bit of potential in there. You know, he's got a soft gate 1, which will help him, no doubt, and a lightweight. And obviously, we're dropping back from the mile to 1,400, which won't be any concern for him. He's very honest, but again, it's a race filled with a lot of good potential horses that are honest as well. So I think we're going to see something quite good come out of this race. So hopefully, if he's on top, he's going to prove that he's very, very progressive. You got horses like, you know, Winning Dreamer is unbeaten. He's won his last 4 at 1,200, first time stepping up to the 14. And a horse like Mighty Giant, who's won sort of 6 out of 8 over 1,400 with a couple of seconds, who Ricky you thinks is a Group 1 horse, you know. And I wouldn't even ride off a horse like Fat Turtle, whose last 2 runs he hasn't been beaten far, you know. So it's, again, you've got Buddies, who's been very consistent this season with Tony, and you've got the top weight Kai dropping back to 1,400, who's also a good benchmark horse. And he's basically the only horse we're out of the ratings with, you know. So that's why it was a good race for us to take a chance at, even though we got to carry a bit of overweight. But you know, the horse is fitting well, and we've got to give him his chance to run in these types of races if we think he's going to progress into a triple figure horse.
Is this his final run heading into a classic mile?
It certainly is. Yeah, he's got the rating there now, so he's secure, and it would be nice, obviously, to see how he competes at this level.
As far as the 4-year-old series is concerned, is him and Enriched Delight your 2 classic series horses at this stage, Caspar?
At this stage, they are. They've got the ratings in hand, and you know, they certainly look like 2 horses that are on top of their game coming into the series. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. Obviously, they've got to stretch over a few, you know, different distances, but at this stage, they're both in good form. You know, Enriched Delight comes back to race the following weekend on the 10th at a 1,400, so it'll be good. Yeah, looking forward to it.
CZARSON, Zach, that was a big win on the dirt last time out. Can he bring that form to the turf?
It's debatable. You know, like you said, it was a big win. It was a big margin, and the handicapper give him a few points there accordingly. And now he's got to come back to the grass where he hasn't really been as effective. His best form has been on the dirt, so we need to see him do it.
What about stepping up in class as well too? That was his first win in Hong Kong. Does he feel progressive?
He feels progressive on the dirt, for sure. If this was on the dirt, I'd be confident he'd be a good chance again and run well, but we're on the grass, so it's a completely different race. But yeah, let's just hope that he's finally started to work it out and he can transfer that to the grass.
As far as the jockeys' ranks here are concerned at the moment, Zach, things have changed a little bit with the arrival of Christophe Soumillon, who's started off his stint well. That extra competition in the jockeys' room at this stage of the season, what's that like and how's that changed the dynamics?
Well, it's harder for everyone. You can hear all the jockeys are starting to say that there's not as many opportunities out there. Not that there are opportunities out there at the best of times. So yeah, it certainly puts a squeeze on everyone, and he's only here for a short period of time, so the pain's not going to last too much longer.
Karis, like you expressed, you're back on board him on Friday. What are your thoughts heading into the race?
Yeah, it's nice to be able to get back on him. I think he's a really smart horse. Of course, he's got a preparation towards the big races, so yeah, we're looking forward for him to run.
You rode him in a recent trial. Were you pleased with that effort?
Yeah, I think the horse is improving all the time. Of course, I did not ride him the last start, but I think from the time I rode him and in his trial, he felt that he's improved a bit.
You won on him at the beginning of the season where he got back and flew home to win. Is that the way to ride him, to use that turn of foot that he's got?
Well, yeah, he had a turn of foot. I don't think he's a type of horse where you could use him too much in the early stage and still expect him to quicken up. I think that's his style of racing, where he's very comfortable of, and I think we just ride him the way he's been ridden, and he has been running well the whole season, so it's a good thing.
And that win that I referred to was fresh up over 1,200 metres. He's racing over a mile on the weekend and potentially will race over further when he gets to the 4-year-old series. How do you think he'll handle these sort of distances?
The good thing about this horse, he's very relaxed. He does relax behind horses when he gets behind horses, and then he have that nice turn of foot. So I think that will help him later on. But yeah, like you could see last time already in a mile, he was nice and switched off, and he's still quicking up. And I think he just, of course, the horse that won the race looks pretty smart. So I think going back to the 16 with a nice draw, I think he could be competitive.